Hey guys, wanted to bring another YouTube video about Kamala Harris and religion, and as a Christian person, why this is kind of important. So recently, last week, some Christian students in Wisconsin spoke out after Kamala Harris told them they were on the wrong rally. This was kind of trending for a little bit, so let's go ahead and take a look and tell you what I'm talking
And
about.
trolled a pair of Christian students last
So
week
these are the two students that were at the rally, and so it's kind of polling for what she kind of says next.
who protested against her abortion policies at a rally in Wisconsin.
And of course, if it's an abortion rally, I mean, yeah, obviously she would not be. I mean, most Christians don't believe in abortion or pro-life. But there, yeah, I could understand or see some exceptions in that way, like rape, incest, stuff like that. But for her to say that you're in the wrong rally, it's kind of crazy. For her to say that, you're kind of alienating about 41 million plus Christians in the United States.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
Now, the
And for her to say that you're at the wrong rally, you should be going to the smaller rally down the street, which is kind of crazy. Other people talked about it that are middle or right said, and compared to two rallies on that same day, Trump had a bigger rally than her. Especially, it sounds like they were kind of mean to her, those two, which is kind of crazy. Obviously, she's trying to go to church all of a sudden, and here's a little clip.
Joy cometh in the morning.
I mean, how fake can you be? I mean, you're obviously trying to get as many votes and be fake on what you just said. And I don't know. I mean, if I was part of this congregation and saw this, I would kind of be upset because, especially you said, those two students should not be there because they're saying um, about Jesus Lord. So how can you be a hypocrite and go to service and then say that the other day? So obviously, this is what Kamala Harris is, a flip flopper, kind of can't stand, don't know where that she stands. She'll just chase votes whenever it's convenient. But other thing that it's kind of troubling is why 41 million Christians refuse to vote. It's another thing that a lot of people are talking about. You can even Google it. Um, and so that is another issue that I've heard from Trump and other people talking about. If you're not voting, this is why the left is so woke. This is why they could get away with stuff like that. Because if Christians don't like the direction of this country, of the wokeness, then it's like you should definitely make your voice heard. Because if you have another 4 years of censorship potentially from the left, then this is what's going to happen. Then you're not getting your voice being heard, and then this proves my point. This was one of the first things, even before I typed out what is Kamala Harris religion. I mean, I just typed out what is Kamala, and then the rest popped up as number one. You could try it. Obviously, people are wondering where she really stands. Obviously, you don't have much, and she went to African American church, so that's another thing. She's trying to get the African American men because she's really doing poorly according to a lot of polls. And The closest thing I could find, it sounds like she's not religious, really, because a lot of them doesn't say what she really stands for, or which religion. Because right here it says the vice president was introduced to both Hinduism and Christianity as a child and was since become part of a Jewish family. So I know her husband's Jewish. I don't know if she practiced, if she's really claiming she's Jewish now because of that reason. But let me play a little bit of this of why some Christians refuse to vote this year.
Election. This might scare you. This new study shows that 41 million Christians aren't planning to vote this year, and 32 million of them regularly attend church. That is
So I would be part of that 32 million that regularly goes to church. And so that's where it's kind of alarming. Why? I think because now that Trump is trying to open up more, because I guess they lost the 2022 midterms, the red wave never happened because they were so harsh on, like I said, there could be exceptions for that. I think would make sense. But if you're going to be harsh on that, like the incest and rape and stuff like that, then that's going to turn off a lot of people, especially if that is something they're looking at as one of the most important things. And that's what this gentleman actually talks about. So that was the other thing that kind of hurt her. And then she skipped that Catholic dinner of Al Smith dinner that is traditionally where Republicans and Democrats usually go. It's the light roast to take a break from campaigning. And obviously, you've probably seen some clips with Trump, with Chuck Schumer, different left comedians, and they were actually, I thought, seemed like cold, kind of like cold-heartedly fun time there. And Kamala Harris skipped it because I guess she obviously probably can't take a joke, probably too awkward. I've heard she's had to practice dinner runs to be comfortable to do stuff like this. Probably since there's no teleprompter, she can't do stuff on the spot like comedians can. So I could see maybe why she skipped it, but if you skip stuff like that, how can you be ready as a president to run the country? Especially if you have to stand up against Putin or uh, North Korea and China, any of our adversaries. And if you're not that prepared and you say that your stamina and you're sharp, but if you can't do stuff that your opponent's doing, no problem. How can you say that? I think after seeing Trump and certain people at certain ages have that much energy and is as sharp, you can't say that it's based on the age. I mean, Tom Brady's been able to prove that it does not matter your age. It depends how you take care of your health and how well you are. Look at LeBron James; he's still going strong. So her argument saying that Donald Trump is not sharp or mentally there, and his stamina's not there, uh, that does not help her campaign because she's taking breaks just to prepare. I heard she took a break just to prepare for the town hall with CNN. She prepared for NBC. I've never seen anyone had to take so many breaks except maybe Biden because he was in the basement. So I think because the bar was so low, America needs to raise their bar at this point. And if you're going to vote and Kamala Harris wins somehow, that's really bad for our country for that reason because now you've lowered the expectation and bar even lower. And so let me know what you think. Did you think it was good? Um, I think if 40 million, 41 million Christians did decide to vote, I think our voice would be heard even more and would be winning more elections in that sense. And then you would not have Kamala Harris at a rally like saying we're beneath, we're not important, because that's what she thinks of Christians and anybody that is religious in that sense. Because obviously you can see the Republicans are being more welcome and open, they would not say that at this point. And so that's how woke the left is, because obviously they're not welcoming people when they say they are. They're saying they're exclusive, but they're not. They're saying they're accepting. Their actions speak more louder than words at this point. And I think that's a big gaffe. And if you're going to want to make that gaffe paid or heard, it's going to be at the election. So, as much like I said, you're not voting for a pastor. That's what Dave Ramsey said. You're voting for a president that could be looking out for your best interests, freedom of speech, freedom to practice your religion, stuff like that. So I highly recommend you have to vote if you're a Christian. Um, Again, if you're compelled and still thinks that Kamala Harris cares for you based on what she just did to some of those men that are Christians, then I don't know. Again, maybe you like certain things that she might offer, but she only offers certain things that Donald Trump does not. I would say the only thing is abortion at this point. Which again, if you're a Christian, you don't believe what she's saying and what Tim Walz allows with abortion. So go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so, and together we can build a better tomorrow. Thanks.